How good is the GTX 1660 Super in the game of Fortnite? We're going to test it on a bunch of different settings. So let's see what kind of PC we're rocking. So we're rocking the GTX 1660 Super, as we already mentioned, with a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigabytes of RAM running at 3600 megahertz. And that's really all you need to know. So let's hop into it. All right, so now we're in Fortnite at 1080p. It took a while for me to get DirectX 12 loaded up, but it did load up with the 1660 Super. And we're using, I don't know what this is. I don't think that matters. We're on custom here. Everything's turned off, but view distance, we got that on far. So let's see what our FPS is and our 1% lows is. Dropping out of the battle bus, we are pretty low right now on the FPS counter. We're at the 40s, 50s. Not looking super crazy by any means, but now that we've pulled the glider, it's a little better for us. We don't want to die right off the rip and have to load into another game. We want to see our FPS now. Right now, we're actually getting much higher FPS than what I expected us to get, to be honest. Right around 200 or so, which it could just be the, the part of the map that we're on. All right, here's a gun, but we're still rocking around like 160, 140-ish FPS. Not terrible. Yeah, like 150. We jumped in the water. It's getting a little better. All right, we got Brutal Noodle, baby. Brutal Noodle just went down. All right, we chilling. Oh. All right, power shot. All right, let's let this little guy juice us up. Oh, we gotta wait 10 full seconds before we can do that again. I guess maybe they nerfed this guy. I want to say he used to give me full shield lifts. Oh, you just got lasered, Silent Rogue. I'm in a bot lobby for sure. I mean, we're still holding around 190, but it would be nice to get to a different part of the map. If you like these benchmark videos like this, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to do more of them, and let me know like what GPU or CPU combos you'd like to see. I'd love to do my best to get them for you, try them out. But we do all kinds of stuff, budget stuff, we do expensive stuff, whatever you want to see. I'll try to get my hands on it and help you guys out as much as possible. And we're still rocking around that 180, 190 mark, which makes me wonder about my previous benchmark run with another graphics card. Also not sure why CPU usage is not up there. It should be, but it's not. So we're all right. This is a pretty balanced system. It's about as much as you're going to get out of this particular CPU. So here we can see the FPS dropping a little bit because we're on a different part of the map. Around 150, 160 here in the snow on the mountain. Fortnite is just one of those games where it's kind of all over the place. So it's best to not leave your FPS uncapped like I am, because you're going to get numbers that are all over the place. And see here, as I'm looking at the sky, FPS numbers are going to go up some. Boom. Yeah. Get him. Almost died there, but that's okay. And you see my FPS took some hits there at times, depending on what we were doing. What the freaking freak, man? Okay, that's a weird play, but alrighty. Alright, well, let's try performance mode and see how that goes. So now we are in performance mode at 1080p, and we've got pretty much the same settings. Everything on low, but view distance, that's on far. So, sorry for my voice. We're on performance mode, dropping out the battle bus. It's looking pretty promising. Getting close to a little over 200. Not a huge difference between this and our DX12. Not a huge difference between those right at the moment. 1% lows are actually a little worse. Those get better with time. Gotta go find some better loot, because we're sitting pretty terrible right now in the loot category. We had a drop there in our FPS down to 5. We are getting up to 240 sometimes on the FPS. This would probably be a good PC to kind of max out your FPS around that 180. I know they started making some 200 FPS monitors, so that could be a good place for you to be. 1% lows are a little buggy right now. After you play a game or two, those should kind of balance back out and you should be okay. We could probably make the 1% lows go up a little bit if we capped our FPS, because right now we have it unlimited. As you can see, it's climbing up to like 300 at times, depending on what we're doing on the map. Like in the water there, it drops down to about 200. When we're boosting in this car, we also see some drops from here and there, but you can see the longer we play, the 1% lows kind of went back up a little bit. We're in like the 37 on the 1% lows at the moment, which makes it much more playable in the long run. We're gonna hop out and we're gonna watch me cook with my aim being so bad. Oh man, if that was not a bot, I would be dead. Again, we're sitting around 220-ish on our FPS. Homeboy is cooking me. Dude, I hate that sword, man. 220 FPS on performance mode. I think that's pretty solid. You might could tweak some settings and get it a little higher if you wanted to, but cap it to help those 1% lows. If you want to see a different video about Fortnite, then you can click here or here. And if you want to see this combo of graphics card and CPU, you can click the other spot.